All, there are moments in life when you feel weak, abandoned, and emotionally exhausted. People may hurt you, situations may break your heart, and the future may seem unclear. But the believer must always remember one powerful truth. When Allah strengthens you, nothing in this world can truly destroy you. People can speak against you, doors can close, and hardships can surround you, yet your soul remains protected because Allah is holding you together. That inner peace is a gift no human being can take away. Sometimes Allah allows difficulties not to weaken you, but to show you that your real protection was never in money, status, or people. Your protection is in your connection with Him. The closer you are to Allah, the calmer your heart becomes. You stop fearing every opinion, every delay, and every challenge because you know the one who controls everything is taking care of you. And when Allah stands with you, no enemy, no hardship, and no pain can overcome the strength He places inside your heart. There are times in life when everything around you feels unstable. Your plans fail, your heart feels heavy, and the people you trusted suddenly change. In those moments, many people begin to panic because they think strength comes from having control over everything. But true believers learn something much deeper. Real strength does not come from money, popularity, power, or the approval of people. Real strength comes from trusting Allah completely, especially when life becomes uncertain and difficult. When a person places their trust in Allah sincerely, something beautiful begins to happen inside their heart. The fear that once controlled them slowly starts to disappear. They may still cry, they may still feel pain, but deep inside there is a calmness that cannot be explained. This calmness comes from knowing that Allah sees everything. He sees the tears no one else notices. He hears the silent prayers made in the darkness of the night. He understands the pain hidden behind fake smiles. And because of that certainty, the believer continues walking forward even when life becomes heavy. Many people think trusting Allah means your life will become easy overnight. That is not true. Sometimes the people closest to you will disappoint you. Sometimes you will pray for something for years and still not see the answer immediately. Sometimes doors will close in your face without explanation. But trusting Allah means believing that even when you do not understand the situation, Allah is still arranging something better for you. It means believing His wisdom is greater than your limited understanding. Look at how often human beings place their trust in temporary things. Some trust their wealth, but wealth can disappear overnight. Some trust people, but hearts can change quickly. Some trust their own plans, but one unexpected moment can change everything. Allah teaches us through life that nothing in this world is permanent except Him. That is why the strongest person is not the one who never cries or never struggles. The strongest person is the one who continues turning back to Allah, no matter how many storms they face. There are people who appear strong on the outside, but inside they are broken because they carry every burden alone. Then there are believers who may have very little in this world, yet their hearts are full of peace because they know Allah is with them. That trust changes the way a person looks at hardship. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" they begin saying, "Allah must have wisdom in this." Instead of drowning in fear about tomorrow, they remind themselves that the one who protected them yesterday will also protect them tomorrow. Life becomes lighter when you truly understand that Allah never abandons His servants. Sometimes Allah delays things because your heart is not ready yet. Sometimes He removes people from your life because they were damaging your soul. Sometimes He allows hardship because He wants you to return closer to Him. And often the pain you cry about today becomes the reason you become stronger tomorrow. Think about the moments when you thought you would never survive emotionally. The nights you stayed awake with anxiety. The days when your chest felt tight from stress. The moments when you felt completely alone. Yet somehow Allah carried you through every single one of those moments. You are still here today not because of your own strength alone, but because Allah gave your heart the ability to continue. Trusting Allah completely also means letting go of the obsession with controlling every outcome. Human beings exhaust themselves trying to predict everything. They worry constantly about what people think, what might happen next, or whether things will work out according to all air plans. But peace enters the heart when you understand that Allah is already managing your affairs better than you ever could. What is meant for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never written for you. Sometimes Allah tests a person with uncertainty because uncertainty reveals the reality of the heart. When everything is comfortable, it is easy to say we trust Allah, but true trust appears when life becomes confusing. It appears when you do not know how things will work out, yet you still continue praying. It appears when you feel emotionally exhausted but still believe Allah will open a door. That type of trust is beloved to Allah because it shows sincerity. People may fail you many times in life. You may give your loyalty to others and receive betrayal in return. You may show kindness and receive cruelty back. You may sacrifice for people who never appreciate you. But when your trust is in Allah first, these things no longer destroy you completely. They hurt, yes, but they do not break your soul because your dependence was never entirely on people. Your heart remains connected to the one who never disappoints. There is also something powerful about remembering that Allah knows the future while we only see the present moment. A person may cry over a closed door without realizing that behind that closed door was future pain Allah protected them from. Someone may become heartbroken over a delay without realizing that Allah was preparing something better at the perfect time. We are impatient because we only see one piece of the picture. Allah sees everything from beginning to end. The believer learns to live with hope even during hardship. Not because life is always easy, but because Allah is always merciful. Even after sinning, the doors of repentance remain open. Even after failure, Allah can create new opportunities. Even after heartbreak, Allah can heal the heart in ways people never imagined. This is why losing hope is dangerous. Shaitan wants people to believe their situation will never improve. But Allah's mercy is greater than every mistake, every pain, and every fear. Sometimes the greatest blessing Allah gives a person is not wealth or success, but inner peace. Because there are people who have everything in this world yet cannot sleep peacefully at night. Their hearts are full of anxiety and emptiness. Then there are believers with simple lives, but their hearts feel calm because they trust Allah deeply. That peace is priceless. Trusting Allah does not mean you stop making effort. You still work hard, you still pray, and you still try your best. But after doing your part, you leave the outcome to Allah without allowing fear to consume your heart. You understand that Allah's plan is always wiser than your own desires. And one of the most beautiful things about trusting Allah is that it strengthens you slowly over time. Every hardship you survive with faith makes your connection with Him deeper. Every tear shed during sincere prayer softens your heart. Every moment of patience builds spiritual strength inside you. You begin to realize that the difficult seasons of life were not there to destroy you. They were there to bring you closer to Allah and teach you where true strength really comes from. The peace Allah gives to a believer is something this world can never fully understand. It is not the kind of peace that depends on having a perfect life, a large amount of money, or people constantly treating you well. It is a deeper peace, one that settles inside the heart even when life becomes difficult. Believe. All may go through pain, heartbreak, disappointment, and uncertainty, yet still carry calmness within because they know Allah is with them. That connection with Allah becomes stronger than fear, stronger than sadness, and even stronger than the opinions of people. Many people spend their entire lives chasing peace in temporary things. They think peace comes from fame, relationships, wealth, or the approval of society. They exhaust themselves trying to please everyone around them, hoping that acceptance from people will make them feel complete. But the truth is, human beings are impossible to satisfy completely. Today people praise you, tomorrow they criticize you. Today they support you, tomorrow they walk away. If your peace depends on people, your heart will always remain unstable. Allah teaches the believer something powerful. Your worth is not defined by the opinions of others. The moment you truly understand this, a heavy burden begins to leave your heart. You stop living for people's validation and begin living for Allah alone. That change brings incredible freedom. Suddenly, the fear of being judged becomes smaller because you realize the only opinion that truly matters is the whole opinion of Allah. There are people who appear confident on the outside, but inside they are drowning in anxiety because they constantly worry about what others think of them. They fear criticism, rejection, and failure so much that they lose their peace completely. But a believer who trusts Allah understands that people's words cannot change what Allah has written for them. If Allah opens a door for you, no one can close it. And if Allah protects you from something, no one can force it into your life. The peace Allah gives is also stronger than pain. This does not mean believers never cry or never feel emotional pain. Even the strongest hearts experience sadness. There are nights when tears fall silently. There are moments when the chest feels heavy from stress and disappointment. But the difference is that the believer does not drown completely in despair because their heart always returns to Allah. Prayer becomes a source of comfort. Remembering Allah becomes healing for the soul. Even in sadness, there remains hope. One of the greatest blessings Allah gives a believer is the ability to survive emotionally without becoming spiritually destroyed. Life tests everyone differently. Some people are tested with loss, some with loneliness, some with betrayal, some with delays and uncertainty. These tests can either pull a person away from Allah or bring them closer to Him. When a believer turns to Allah sincerely during hardship, they begin experiencing a peace that cannot be explained by worldly logic. Sometimes Allah removes things from your life not to punish you, but to protect your heart. A relationship ends, a plan fails, or an opportunity disappears, and at first it feels painful. But later you realize Allah was saving you from something harmful. The believer learns to trust Allah even when the reason is not immediately clear. That trust creates peace because the heart no longer feels the need to understand every detail. It simply believes that Allah knows what is best. There is also peace in knowing that Allah never forgets your struggles. Human beings may overlook your sacrifices. People may misunderstand your intentions. You may carry pain silently while no one notices what you are going through. But Allah sees every hidden struggle. He sees the battles inside your heart that nobody else understands. And sometimes just knowing that Allah is aware of you. Your pain is enough to keep you strong. The opinions of people become less powerful when your relationship with Allah becomes stronger. Many people lose themselves trying to impress others. They change who they are to fit into society. They become emotionally exhausted from chasing acceptance. But when your heart is attached to Allah, you no longer feel controlled by the expectations of people. You understand that pleasing everyone is impossible. No matter how good you are, someone will criticize you. No matter how kind you are, someone will misunderstand you. So instead of living for people's approval, you focus on pleasing Allah sincerely. That mindset protects the heart from unnecessary stress. Imagine how much pain people create for themselves simply because they fear judgment. They stop speaking the truth because they fear criticism. They compare themselves constantly to others and feel worthless. Social media has made this even worse. People compare their lives, looks, success, and relationships to everyone around them, and slowly their peace disappears. But the believer remembers that Allah created every person differently and tests every soul differently. Your journey is unique. Your timing is unique. What Allah has written for you cannot be stolen by someone else. Peace also comes from knowing that this world was never meant to be perfect. Many people suffer emotionally because they expect permanent happiness from temporary things. They think life should always go according to their plans. But Allah reminds us again and again that this dunya is a place of tests, not a place of endless comfort. Once you accept this reality, hardship stops shocking you so much. You still feel pain, but you no longer lose hope every time life becomes difficult. A believer with true peace understands that every hardship carries hidden wisdom. Even delays have purpose. Even unanswered prayers have wisdom behind them. Allah may delay something because your heart needs growth first. He may close one door because another better door is waiting ahead. He may remove someone from your life because they would have caused greater pain later. Trusting Allah through these moments creates emotional stability because your heart stops depending entirely on visible outcomes. The peace Allah gives also protects believers from becoming consumed by revenge and hatred. When people hurt you, it is natural to feel pain. But believers know that Allah is the most just. They understand they do not need to carry bitterness forever, because Allah sees every Arabic dot, Arabic lam, Arabic meme, every betrayal and every injustice. Leaving matters to Allah brings relief to the soul. Constant anger only destroys inner peace. And one of the most beautiful forms of peace is the peace found in prayer. There are moments when the world feels overwhelming, but standing before Allah changes everything. The problems may still exist, but the heart feels lighter afterward. That is because prayer reconnects the believer with the source of all strength and mercy. When you place your forehead on the ground for Allah sincerely, you are reminding yourself that no problem is bigger than the one who created the heavens and the earth. The believer learns that true peace is not found in escaping hardship, but in staying connected to Allah during hardship. Some people search everywhere for peace while ignoring the one who controls peace itself. They try to heal their hearts with distractions, but temporary distractions cannot cure a restless soul. Only closeness to Allah can do that completely. And when Allah places peace inside your heart, people may not even understand how you remain strong through difficult times. They may wonder how you continue smiling after heartbreak, how you remain patient during delays, or how you stay calm during uncertainty. What they do not see is that your strength is coming from your connection with Allah. That connection creates a type of peace no human being can give, and no hardship can fully take away.